welcome to F1 Now. In this video we're going to be talking about the thrilling Monaco Grand Prix, which was fantastic from start to back and beginning to end. The Monaco race weekend was truly spectacular from qualifying to the race. Once again, Max Verstappen maximized in all aspects of the weekend, from a stellar one-lap performance to put the car on pole when it all looked like Alonso had pretty much secured it, to managing a hectic race with impressive form in order to get the win. And yes, anyone who watched the race from start to finish pretty much saw that it wasn't a straightforward race, because the drivers even had the weather to contend with. But going back to Verstappen, he really showed why his car is the number one. And to be honest, I don't think anyone can mount a challenge to him. As things stands, because his driving shows a standing amount of maturity. On the other hand, his teammate Checo, who we felt might be able to rise to the challenge, was just nowhere to be seen, having a quite disappointing race that left him being lapped 2 times by Verstappen. At this point, I do not see a way back for Checo in terms of the championship. If anything, he might find himself having to fight Alonso for second place. Alonso also showed really what the Aston Martin car can achieve in the hands of the right driver. He started off almost bagging pole to almost even getting the win if the strategist had made the right course. His driving in the race was pretty much faultless, with the slight blemish of the team asking him to pit. I think a bit too early to change tires, when he should have stayed a few more laps in order to pit straight into inters when the rain fully came down, or maybe even moving into inters on his first pit stop. Third place on the race went to Esteban Ocon, who also should be commended for putting on such a great performance, from not being baited into making mistakes by Sainz to making sure he kept Lewis at bay the whole race. Ocon also showed a lot of maturity this race in how he managed it, even when the rain came down. Behind Ocon were the 2 Mercedes W14s, with Hamilton and Russell following. Mercedes really maximized in terms of what was available to them to achieve in the race, from the strategists who managed to have both cars jump the Ferraris to the drivers minimizing their mistakes. Well, Russell did almost wreck his race when he went off track and came back in only to be sideswiped by the incoming Perez. But surprisingly, Russell didn't lose places from that. Even after being given a 5-second penalty, he still managed to put around about 11 seconds to him and the next car, which was Leclerc. So with the grid penalty Leclerc got, it became clear that the only way he was going to move up was if there was mayhem in front and or safety cars, which really didn't come into play. And behind him was Gasly, who kept what truly can be summed up as an outstanding race for Alpine, considering they were under fire by their boss. After Gasly was Sainz's SF23 that had a race to forget, having arguably tanked a possible 3rd or 4th, crashing into Ocon while trying to apply pressure, and to having messed up strategy call that left him losing so much from the race, trying to cover off Hamilton. And behind Sainz was the 2 McLarens, which I also think should be celebrated because they also maximized in the race to get all that was available to them, and even being the 2 fastest cars on inters. But I also want to point out that Piastri really showcased his talent in this race, because as a rookie who has never raced F1 in Monaco and in the wet, his race was quite different to Sargent, another rookie this year. In this race, I would say the top 5 drivers are all the biggest winners for various reasons. But what really interests me is the fact that Mercedes had an okay race after bringing the W14B in Monaco. So I really can't wait to see what the car has to offer in terms of performance when they are in Barcelona. And if I had to guess, I would say the car is a vast improvement to the first one and could soon outperform Aston Martin. Who knows? The biggest losers for me in this race would have to be Ferrari for having such a dismal race, because the Monaco track is very suited to the SF23, which means it deserved to be much higher than where it ended up. Another biggest loser would have to be Perez, who destabilized the potential good result the moment he crashed in quali. So for him, he will be very hungry to try and turn the tides in Spain, and it remains to be seen if he will be able to. So Monaco gave us an amazing race with a lot to talk about, and I really can't wait to see if the teams that performed well will be able to build on this for the next race in Spain. And with that, thank you for watching this video, and bye for now.